Good day to all panels and our supervisor, Dr. Farabi. Welcome to our Group 12 presentation, Flood Alert System. I am M1. My name is Shing. So let's talk about our project overview. So in this project, we conduct a survey on a resident who faced flood before, then develop a solution which is flood alert system based on their pain points and needs. The system will combine IoT technology and several sensors to collect data to detect the potential flood in real time. If the potential flood is detected, the system will notify the local resident. Therefore, local residents will have enough time to evacuate, hence reduce their losses from this disaster. Okay, so here is our overview of the design thinking process. So first of all, we're using Google Form to collect those data, then clustering those data to develop a user profile, generate the potential solution using stick analysis, and then lastly, sketch and build the conceptual prototype, which we'll discuss later. So what is our findings from data clustering? So from chart 1, we can see that more than half of our respondents are not enough time to evacuate. And from chart 2, almost most of them are found that early warning systems are able to reduce their losses from flood. So next, for the chart 3, we can see that planning information system, warning system are the top 3 aspects for disaster preparedness framework. Therefore, this is our motivation to do our flood alert system. So next, from the chat 4, from our respondent, the most source of warning alert they wish is app notification, SMS, and also disaster siren as well. So for the feature of our system, they wish can see the water level, humidity, temperature, and weather forecast. So here is our findings from our data. So now I will pass to my next group member to talk about user profile.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to all the panel. I'm M4 Sofia Akila binti Ahmad Kamal. I'll be talking about user profile. Based on the survey, the data that we have received are mostly aged 20 until 40 years old and male. We also collected the information about the users' pain points, which they do not have enough time to evacuate belongings when the minor flood starts appearing in the living area. The water rises to sea level in one day, and the cost of losses due to flood is very high. We also gather information about the user's needs, which are the user which water level is fitted in flood alert system to help in flood preparedness, prefer flood alert application as a source type of early warning system, and lastly, need warning system, information system, and planning as the aspect of flood preparation. For the design statement, based on the user profile, we can conclude that designing a flood monitoring and alert system for the preparedness of the community to avoid huge losses. Flood victims will have enough time to evacuate belongings when the water level rises. This design will use a flood alert application to warn and inform the flood victims to plan for the flood preparation. The objectives of the project are to design an alert system to warn residents when the water level rises. Secondly, to inform residents to evacuate belongings as soon as possible. And lastly, to avoid huge losses suffered by the residents I pass to the next.
Good days to all the panelists. I am M2. My name is Yap Yang Ming. So now I would like to talk about the step analysis of the projects. After in-depth discussion among the teams, we have identified several factors which might give an impact of our project based on the step analysis. For the social aspect, there is high demands in the flood alert system, especially for those who face flood frequently. Nowadays, most of the residents have a smartphone which can access to the data. Besides, there is also lack of awareness in flood preparedness. Next, for the technological aspect, there is power consumption concerns where we are scared of the power of the device could not last long. Hence, the durability of the device and exposing outdoor environment is also one of the concerns. In addition, there is also growing of popularity in IoT platform. Next. For the economic aspect, some of the electronics components are expensive. and the user are more willing to pay for a cheaper device. Furthermore, for the environment aspect, as what we found, flood are the second higher risk index of natural disaster in Malaysia. Besides, the Wi-Fi coverage in the flood-prone area is also one of the concerns. Last but not least, for the political aspect, there might lack of subsidies from the government in this technology, and there is also market dominance by the private sector. Next, based on the block diagram, for the hardware, we will be using ESP32 to receive data from three sensors, which are DHE sensors, rain sensors, and water level sensors. If the water rises to a critical level, it will trigger the buzzer, and all the components are powered by a power bank. ESP32 has a Wi-Fi module so that it can connect to the Firebase, which is the IoT cloud we will be using. And then the Firebase will warn and notify the resistant through mobile application and SMS. And next, I will pass to Zhu to expand further.
Hello. Lastly, I will tell about the conceptual prototype. Before that, I am M3 Muhammad Zuhelmi bin Muhammad Zahid, and for this prototype, I will tell more detail in the next video. Okay, this is our conceptual design for flood alert system. So there are several main parts that we use. The sensor that we use for this system. The first one is rain system at the website. The water level sensor, which means we use ultrasonic sensor to detect the water level. So and the third one is humidity and temperature sensor. So we put it below the box. So the inner part of in the system would be power bank, ESP32, which is a main microcontroller to control all the system, and the buzzer to indicate the water level at the emergency level lah, and the LED side and the LED for indicator. So when the water level rise at certain level, if the water rise at critical level, so the system, the ESP will convey the alert to the cloud, and the cloud will transfer the alert to the user via mobile app.
Okay, that's our presentation. Thank you for our panels and our supervisor.